just show some kindness. Help a person out in need who's struggling with something, because we are pest control professionals. People look at us as professionals. And when they call us for advice, they're looking or seeking that advice of professionals. And so if we're treated as such, I think it's only fair to return the favor and act in a professional manner with honesty and respond with honesty. Hey everybody, Chris Shipley, Shipley Pest Solutions, and a nice throwback shirt today. I miss these, can't find them anymore. These are my original shirts when I first started 8 years ago, and I have one good one left. But I like our rebranding to the orange though, kind of matches our trucks and everything. So, wanted to discuss delusional parasitosis. So, I think everybody in the pest control industry has dealt with it at some point. And for those that don't know, delusional parasitosis is the idea that you have some sort of insect, organism, parasite inside of you, or you're seeing them, but they don't exist. And I've dealt with this a handful of times in my nearly 20-year career now, and have developed some pretty handy tools or tips that I think could be useful to others. And so typically what happens in these cases are, by the time I'm getting called, it's typically a family member, brother, sister, children, son, caretaker, doctor, landlord, etc., calling saying, hey, this person thinks they're seeing things. We need you guys to come out here and confirm. And you can just spray stuff just to affirm it. That way it goes away. I don't care what you do. Almost every single case I've had goes exactly like that. Essentially just affirm, just confirm with them. And that way we can just move on, because we've tried, we're at our wit's end. And I don't go that route. For one, that doesn't help the individual. It avoids, you're completely kind of avoiding, why is this person seeing something that they think is there that is not there? So first and foremost, I still will go out, inspect, do my best ability to either confirm or, be able to deny the allegations or that they're seeing these things. Had one recently. They're long, got a long whippy tail. The tail whips around and stings you. And they're leaving all these holes in the walls, in the basement. You see them in the carpet, and I'm looking at the carpet, and I see the lines in the carpet, and the individual would see, look at the carpet. I'm seeing them and I've learned, rather than confronting it head on and saying, you're crazy, I find it best to do this with sort of kid gloves, love, if you will. And doing this as long as I've done this, I can figure this out pretty quickly, especially if the people calling us to go there are like, hey, just so you know, think this person's crazy. You kind of go, okay. And so I'm happy to entertain 10, 15, 20 minutes and kind of go through the steps and really hear the person out. Because I think a lot of it is they don't feel heard. They don't feel as though... I just find that if you build some sort of rapport with people over the course of 10, 15, 20 minutes, rather than coming in and going, nope, don't see anything, you're crazy, that doesn't really solve anything. And they're also going to be a little more willing to listen to you at the end of that 20-minute conversation when you say, unfortunately, I'm not seeing what you're seeing. I've done this nearly 20 years. I'm just not seeing it. And there are nice ways to go about it. And so looking at the carpet, looking at the walls, this particular case, going through, not seeing anything at all. Normal decay on a house type thing, wood rot, leaf litter, stuff like that. The common denominator seems to be these black things in the insulation. I keep seeing these black things, and you see them, they got these tails, and they walk through. And so, again, 10, 15 minutes into this, now we're in the basement, we're going through. Again, I'm still not coming right out to say, I think you're crazy. I'm entertaining it, still open to the idea of maybe there's something we're not seeing here. In this particular case, I thought it could possibly be powder post beetles in the basement that this person was vacuuming up and kept finding maybe powder post beetle frass or something in the basement, because it was a very old house, 100-year-old house. And so that was sort of my initial maybe assumption, like, well, maybe, the old floorboards, old wooden flooring in the house, maybe. Don't find any of that upstairs. Go downstairs, looking through, and I'm licensed to do wood-destroying insect inspections. And so I'm looking through, and I see nothing. And, and so I'm kind of going through my internal checkbox, checking everything off, and start asking some questions. Leading questions. But once I've kind of pretty much, for sure, figured out that that's what's going on, that there are no bugs, this person is hallucinating or seeing them, then I can start asking these leading questions to try and hopefully, nicely redirect this discussion to where I think it needs to end up. And this is why I don't just affirm and, just spray it just so this person is fine with it. They'll think, you're the professional, just spray so they're No, because then what happens is, me as the licensed professional, if I go in there and I just spray a product just to make crazy lady or crazy daddy happy, then what happens is then that person keeps calling us because they see him all the time. So it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't. And what's even worse, from a business standpoint, now I assume the liability for this and almost reaffirming, because now that person's going to call, hey, the pest control guy, he sprayed everywhere. He said he really didn't see anything, but he was going to spray just to be sure. Well, what you've unknowingly done there is you've reaffirmed what they're believing. So again, you're still not solving anything, and you're basically leaving this person worse off than when you arrived. And in my opinion, that's not okay. Pest control, as I see it, we have a duty and responsibility to our customers to be honest, do things for a reasonable rate, honor your warranties or, your service agreements, and be able to be helpful. We provide health services. We eliminate parasites. We eliminate mice, rats, disease-carrying vectors and things. We do a societal good. And so I don't think you're doing a societal good by telling crazy X person, I'll just spray for you. And so we're in the basement. I start kind of going through and going, yeah. And I noticed the person was perspiring profusely. So then, honestly, I'm thinking, okay, is this a drug thing? Maybe they're coming down. Maybe they're using. Maybe they're hallucinating that way. And then I start asking, have you had any health episodes or anything lately? Or because basically what I'm trying to get to is, are you on any medications? Sometimes, depending on if they get rashes on their body, a lot of times people will think those rashes are parasites inside of them. In that direction, then I will start to say, okay, I'll still ask the health question. Have you had any, you had a medical event or you changed any prescriptions? But also, I will also say, have you changed laundry detergents, recently or any, because that will cause skin irritation. But predominantly, most of that time, it could be diet related, but a lot of times it's going to be changing of laundry detergent, shampoo, body wash. Most of the time it's medication. And so start asking the probing questions, the leading questions. Have you had, I've been having some heart problems actually, and my doctor did say that my new medication, I might start seeing things, I might start seeing hallucinations, and maybe that's what I'm seeing, that's what everybody keeps telling me, but I don't, and so I'm asking these leading questions because it's the whole, you can lead a horse to water, or you can give a guy a fish, but if you teach him how to fish, that light bulb goes off. And so once she said that, then it starts to be, okay, oh, you did, okay, and so you are on some medications then the doctor mentioned, like this might be one of the side effects. Yeah, and I'm starting to come down on it, so maybe that is it, and then I don't go straight at it, but I start saying, it might be, I've done this almost 20 years. I've been inspecting. I'm not really finding anything. And I'm in the business of pest control, and and I'm in the business of finding stuff to take care of. And if I don't find stuff, I don't get paid. Ha ha ha. Kind of make it a joke, bring some levity into the conversation, and you kind of, by bringing levity into this conversation, you sort of lower the societal risk for them to then step out and go, you know what? Maybe I am seeing things. Maybe it is the medication. Maybe my family member was right. Maybe I was seeing stuff the whole time. Because that's got to be a very unnerving thing and a very hard thing for people to accept, that their perceived reality is not real. And so, again, that's why I didn't just go in and spray. Or if people tell you to just go in and spray, that this person's been a pain in my butt, just go in and spray. They'll believe you. It'll be taken care of then. No. And so by the end of that conversation, again, 20-ish minutes or so, I felt as though that person maybe felt a little more confident in themselves. And I offered to kind of mediate with the family and basically pull them together and, hey, let's discuss this as a family. I inspected the whole house. I looked at what this person was showing me. I didn't see it, but this person did bring up they're on new medication and the possibility of being a hallucination. And I think that might be what's going on here, and you're kind of nodding and kind of asking this leading question, to the other people around. And so you kind of get that reinforcement, but then again, it's warm. It's a warm hug. It's not a, you're crazy, you're dumb, you're stupid. It's a warm hug. We've been thinking that, but it's good to get a professional in here and take a look. And so, that's how we still provide value in a situation that is incredibly sensitive, but we're still doing our job. I'm still being true to myself, or fulfilling my oath, if you will, which is providing a service for the betterment of the customer. And, that customer felt almost relieved, kind of joking, well, that's everybody's been telling me I'm just seeing stuff, and maybe it is this, I'm going to go to the doctor soon, and I'm going to bring that up, but they did say that would be a thing. And you start saying, yeah, I know that can happen, I've done this a long time, and I've heard that before. And so you just don't come right out and tell the person they're crazy, because I just don't think that benefits them. So, interesting one. I've had it happen numerous times throughout my career. I know some people just hit it like a hammer, straight on, you're crazy, blah, 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 or they don't even want to deal with it at all because they're like, I'm not stepping foot near that crazy person. I think the other thing of just spraying, I don't think that's a positive solution either. And oftentimes in situations like this, I find it long-term beneficial, even if it's not monetarily beneficial, to just show some kindness. Help a person out in need who's struggling with something, because we are pest control professionals. People look at us as professionals. And when they call us for advice, they're looking or seeking that advice of professionals. And so if we're treated as such, I think it's only fair to return the favor and act in a professional manner with honesty and respond with honesty. And yeah, something I know it's rare, but I think the average adult American is on like 2.5 or 3 prescription medications. I'm sure this is not going away, delusional parasitosis. So this is something that is going to keep happening, keep being present, and I'm sure something that people will interact with, maybe not even in pest control, but just a family member. So appreciate you all. Like, subscribe. We'll see you out there.